We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this to us.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a really exciting one, a really important one. I'm going to talk about my coming out story, my journey along the way, because it is Pride Month, as well as doing an SFX makeup look while I kind of talk and tell you a little bit more about me. If you're new here, I'd love it if you subscribe and join my little family. Comment down below and say hi. I love making new friends. I will definitely support you and check out your channel and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. It means everything to me. So I'm going to do a Pride look. We're going to be using the Snazaroo paints. I'm going to try and talk and tell my story as I do this. We'll start out talking about when I was a teenager. I remember having feelings for girls as a teenager. I had this one specific friend who I still talk to this day, who did end up being a lesbian after having 2 children and just realized she couldn't be with men anymore. I remember when we were teenagers and I used to pretend I was sleeping on her lap, and she would sometimes ask me for kisses or kiss me on my forehead, and I liked it. I never really admitted that, but it always gave me feelings inside, and I always kind of knew that I was interested in women, but I never really admitted it to anybody. Around the age of 19 to 21, when I was drinking, going to the clubs, I had quite a few experiences with girls, kissing girls, making out with girls, threesomes. I was always kind of finding ways to get to be intimate with girls and, you know, fulfill that fantasy that I was always wondering how it would feel, and I was always thinking about it and I wanted to try it. And the only time I really felt comfortable to do it was when I was drinking at that point. I didn't really talk about it that much. I'm 38 years old, so it wasn't as open as it is now when I was a teenager. I mean, I'm sure there was lots of people, but I just wasn't talked about as much. There wasn't YouTube, there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't any of that for people to be able to express themselves. We have come such a long way with social media and people being able to express themselves in all sorts of ways with makeup. There's boys doing makeup, there's boys dressing however they want to and showing it on YouTube and stuff, which is allowing this generation to see other people doing it and be able to feel comfortable to come out and do it themselves. There wasn't really anything like that as I was growing up. It's like a hard topic because I wasn't necessarily ashamed, but I also didn't think that people would accept me. You know, oh, you had a drunken kiss with your girlfriend. That was common, but to actually come out and say I'm a lesbian. I had a son at 17, and that was a little bit after that was when I was going through a partying stage for a little bit. My mom would have my son a lot, and I was still trying to kind of experience my teenage years, experience my party days. I did that maybe for about a year, and then I stopped. I haven't been to a club since I was maybe 20. You know, I've been with men pretty much all my life, and you know, for some reason I just always felt like that was the norm, that was what was expected of me, and that was what was accepted. My family, they're not against people who are gay, trans, etc., but they also just didn't seem as openly accepting about it. A few years ago, as my son was getting older, my daughter was kind of too young to understand at that time, but my son, I did sit down and talk to him and tell him kind of how I was feeling, that I was considering trying to date a girl and how he would feel about it, and just hoping he'd be really accepting, and he really wasn't. He told me it would be weird to see his mom kissing and holding hands with a girl, and he didn't feel comfortable with it, and I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. Well, my son is out of the house now and has been for like 2 years. He is 21 years old. I had him very, very young. I have been exploring the idea a lot more of being with a woman. I have finally come into my own and just say, you know what, I'm an adult, and if people don't accept me, then oh well. I have expressed to my mom how I feel that I'm wanting to try dating women. I have expressed to my family, to my friends, and mostly they're pretty open to it. I have heard a couple comments like, oh, what's with all these women wanting to be with women? What's with all this gay stuff? And that really bothers me because, you know, it just doesn't feel like they're totally accepting it with open arms, but that's not going to stop me at this point. I deserve to be happy. I'm not trying to date women because I've had bad relationships with men. I've always found women attractive. I have always thought about being in a relationship with a woman, lying on the couch, cuddling with a woman, walking down the street hand in hand. I've always been really open to it and always been kind of excited about the idea. Now that we're in a generation where people are so much more accepting, don't get me wrong, I know there's still so many hate crimes, which is so disgusting and awful and sad, but we have come a long way. My daughter, her best friend is trans, her other best friend is gay, who she hangs out with every single day, so my daughter's way more open-minded about this than my son is, and I'm so thankful for that. I don't want to get emotional, but I totally support her no matter what. No matter what she wants to be, no matter who she sees herself as, who she sees herself with. If she wanted to become a boy, if she wanted to anything, I would accept her regardless. I am fully somebody who, when I'm with somebody, I'm with that person only. I do not, as they call, double dip. I would not be going back and forth, and honestly, I could see myself being happy with a woman if I do decide to date again more than I could with a man. I just don't think I can force it anymore. It's sad, you know? I don't know if it's because of things that have happened to me in my life that maybe caused me to feel so disgusted by things in the bedroom with men, but I always had an attraction to women even before any kind of sexual abuse happened to me. So it could be a mixture of both. I'm no psychiatrist. Regardless, I know how I feel in my heart, and I've always been open to being with a woman. I think women are beautiful. So I guess my coming out story happened as I was an adult. I never really expressed myself wanting to be with women to my family or anything up until the past year or so. I've just gotten to a point where I just can't hide it anymore. I have talked to some women who are lesbian, and I don't want to rush into anything, whether it was a man or a woman. I've been through way too much in relationships to get into another relationship that's just really bad for me. But it feels so freeing to just be able to be myself, and if I want to go for it, I can go for it, and know that the person that's most important to me, which is my daughter, whom I live with, would accept it wholeheartedly. I do in a lot of ways wish that I had tried sooner, and maybe I wouldn't have went through so many of the things I went through, like in the bedroom, having men tell me that I'm weird and that I should be more open to doing certain things, that a lot of things I just think are gross. And not to be vulgar, but like, for instance, what they have to do to make a baby, like, I don't want that happening unless I was purposely trying to make a baby, because I just find it disgusting. And I don't find anything about a woman disgusting. That's just one of many examples. I hope that everybody that watches my channel could accept me for who I am, whether I'm with a woman or not. And I know I have a lot of amazing women watching my channel, which makes me feel that much more comfortable to come out and express myself and tell how I truly feel. You know, a lot of women, especially married women, I find are quick to be like, don't worry, you'll find your man, he'll come along and stuff. Maybe I don't want a man, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't want anybody. I am fine working on myself right now, but when I do try, I most likely am going to be trying with a woman. That's just how I feel, and that's how I felt for quite some time. So basically, this look for me is, I'm going to make it look like I'm pulling open my skin, because inside, deep inside, I'm a lesbian, I'm bisexual, and I want everybody to know it. I'm opening up and showing the world. It's a very powerful piece. I remember one night I was seeing this girl. We were hanging out and she liked both boys and girls. We went to the club the one night and she kept saying this is my woman and don't come near my woman, this is my woman, she's going home with me and stuff, and it made me feel really good. And she was so attractive, and if I could go back in time, let me tell you, I would have gave her a try. But I was really nervous, and she went to have a quick shower and she wanted to get intimate when she came back out, and I pretended I was sleeping because I was really nervous. I had never fully like gone all the way with a girl before. We're gonna just make this black a little smaller. Thankfully it's just water-based paint, so it comes off pretty easily. Mind you, my skin is so sensitive that it really irritates my skin to rub it. And that's going to be a nice bright white light. We're going to use this. I need a new paintbrush. I have an actual funny story, kind of disgusting. My very first experience going down on a woman, it was gross, and I know not all women taste that way, but she tasted so sour. Ugh. That's the worst. Doesn't matter if it's guy or girl. If they are just not clean, just ruins everything. So I'm just using Spooky, the black from the James Charles palette, just to do a little shading around the edges so it doesn't look so harsh. We're going to use this brown right here. We're going to use this brown right here just to shade a little bit more. I'm going to use a bigger brush, a more fluffier brush. A bright white light in the center here. Now we're just going to make some dots and some stars, and then we will be done.
white, white, Mr. Golden White. Please be white for me.
Okay, so finally done. This is my final look, looking like I'm ripping my skin open if I hold it like this, like, ugh. And out is coming my beautiful rainbow colors up through my face, all through my body. If you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me and hearing my story while watching this tutorial, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel, lets me know that you're enjoying my content. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below and say hi. I love making new friends. And until the next time, thanks for watching. Bye!